all of this week, this article from the Business Insider has just been shocking up my Twitter feed. For maybe obvious reasons. The world's first solar road has turned out to be a colossal failure that's falling apart, doesn't generate enough energy, according to a report. And what's the first response is, you think? Maybe if only someone could have seen it coming. And it basically breaks down into about, 3 parts or something. First of all, this was an expensive installation. Because you've not just got to manufacture solar panels, they've got to take the whole weight of the road, which means they're much more expensive to make than regular solar panels. So they cost more than if you were to say just get regular solar panels and stick them by the side of the road. Then of course you lose another 30% of the energy just by laying them down flat versus if you would say have them standing up by the side of the road. Then of course you got to have cars driving on them, which apparently made too much noise, so they had to reduce the speed. And secondly, they all get sort of smashed up. They just can't take the stresses that they need to. So yeah, they cost. Which of course means that it's basically at the end of its lifespan now, which is only a few years after it was built. So it's got less lifespan than regular solar panels, generates less energy than regular solar panels, and costs more to install than regular solar panels. And yeah, they're all falling apart. And finally, some news articles are starting to cover this sort of thing, rather than the sort of fawning, this is a brilliant idea, why don't we just put solar panels on our roads than, say, for instance, next to them? Or, just in more accessible places, like on top of buildings where there's already the electric power infrastructure in place, to sort of feed it into the grid. Anyway, now I have limited, this is Business Insider. Is this a new level of investigative journalism? And I think the answer is no, because you sort of scroll down to here, and what do you get? Dutch Hyperloop has made first functioning Hyperloop system 6 years after Elon Musk hinted he wanted to do the same. And you come and take a look at this new Hyperloop system, and no, not really. They go, look at these brilliant pictures that they've got. And functioning, no. They've actually made a 30-meter long test track. So they got their video here about
exactly
how wonderful
Hyperloop is the new mode of transportation for large volumes of passengers and cargo. Vehicles move.
The thing is,
network at intermediate stops. The Hyperloop network connects cities, countries, and even continents in short.
Look, we can't even build a more than 1 kilometer version of this. And you're promising that it's going to be all over Europe. Anyway, you scratch around and you find other articles like this, which these are the same people as whatever they are, Heart or whatever. And look at their wonderful impressions of what the Hyperloop will be like. It'll be big and spacious, and look at the amount of legroom that they get, which is just so utterly dumb in that all transport systems are meant to transport people. You don't put ridiculous amounts of empty space because it just reduces the amount of people that you can shift. So, yeah, they're in the league of, they know they're never going to have to deliver any of this. So they might as well promise you can have your own car to yourself. It's going to be that luxurious. And look, their test track is up and running until you actually take a look at what their test track is. And, oh wow, the guy with a handle infrared thermometer, just look at that. And they're doing a bit of welding. And they've got a metal tube, a single metal tube. But, their test track's going to be thousands of kilometers long. Things are going to travel up and down it at the speed of sound. 1,000 kilometers per hour. Look, this is them delivering it and painting it by hand along with their name. And This is it. That's the whole thing. Don't pan the camera too much, otherwise people will see that that's the entire length of their Hyperloop. It's 30 meters long. That's their whole functioning test track. Yeah. So, and this is all recent stuff. This is like August this year. And that's what Business Insider was also linking to. So, no, I'm not entirely so sure that they've engaged scientifically literate or credible journalism. It's whatever, they think it'll get them the most clicks, but whatever. So coming back to Solar Roadways, the original Solar Roadway people, they're still going at it, it turns out, in some utterly delusional ways. So this is them pitching their idea to their local Walmart, where there are some spaces for pickups. And they say, solar panels will solve this. What's the problem? Yeah. But there are 10 empty spaces in their car lot for pickups. Quite a lot of people are now having to park further away. And it's like, seriously, that's a reason for installing hundreds of thousands of dollars of their solar panels. Our solar road panels will solve this problem. The flexibility of the LEDs to create the lines and signage combined with their intelligence. Right? This is recent. They're still claiming that they're going to have intelligent solar panels with intelligent lighting. Meanwhile, we can actually go to the webcam at Sandpoint and take a look at how their latest generation of solar roadways are functioning. Now, bear in mind, these have to take light foot traffic, and as you can see, they're superb at generating all sorts of patterns, like broken Christmas tree. So let's just do a quick count. I mean, all they're doing is flashing on and off, and you can see that loads of these LEDs are bust. It's not like they're doing anything sophisticated, but all of these are dead. All of these are dead apart from that LED there and half of this panel. These three are dead. This row looks like, oh no, so half a panel is dead on that row. Those two are working. So all those three are dead there. And it looks like only that one and that one are working here. So you're looking at, about 50% are dead already. And these haven't generated any electricity for over a year. So these are just sucking up energy. They're not intelligent. They're not survivable. They're not durable. And they've not even had cars driving on them yet. And they're still going around saying that our solar road panels will solve problems like this, where people have to walk slightly further because there are some pickup slots. I mean, I'm sure these are off to the side. The main entrance is going to be over here somewhere. But no, it won't. And this is all recent stuff. Oh, God, with Bill Nye. Okay. Oh, no, this is reposted from a long time ago. We're invited to the White House to hear President Obama speak. Really? And this was published on the 9th of August. I think they might be recycling some greatest hits here. Which does make me wonder, because some of these, these are actually fairly recent, these posts. Like this one, it's 5 days ago, where they claim they're down in Florida and they're trying to sell their solar panels to car parking professionals. Great trip, beautiful Florida, speaking engagements like this one for the International Parking Institute, and to meet interested customers. If you're in Florida or nearby states and would like to meet with us in Orlando to see our new panels in person, I don't have to see them in person. I can see what they're like in sun. I can see what the actual installation is like. So yeah, they're still hucking this, and with some degree of success as far as I can tell. Yeah, so this is, I can't believe they blew through $2 million of government money and another 2 million of Indiegogo or Kickstarter or whatever to do that. And like I say, with some degree of success, this also popped up in my Twitter feed this week. Look, this is from this week. And it's from Mashable with almost 1 million subscribers. And it's basically the Solar Roads video from whenever it was, 5 years ago, when they were going to have heating in them. And it still gets me. You take a look. This is basically just ground down with a sort of oversized Dremel. Right? And no wonder these things had even less survivability than the ones that fail after like a couple of months or something. You know, for a road surface, you want it ideally to be unmaintained for, 5 years or something, or with a lifespan of much more than that, 20 years or something. Anyway, so this is Mashable pimping it out from Idaho base, yada yada yada. And the comments are quite fun. This has been debunked so many times and has failed so many times. Who keeps funding them? Who keeps promoting them? Well, people who do their due diligence on their journalism, like Mashable. So there was only one other thing in this fail train that I wanted to bring up, and that's this guy from the PragerU video that I debunked on the Why Do People Laugh at Creationists. And there was so much in this that I just didn't get to, because it would have been like an hour long had I gone through it all. But the bit that's right, PragerU videos always have at the end
overwhelming
some point where they put in some quotes from people who are theoretical physicists to admit that it shakes their atheism, and these are intelligent atheists, so they've thought it through and they think it's a good argument. Well, okay, to complete that game, let's see what Eric Metaxas has to say about does a fine-tuned universe actually point to a god?
is the universe. It is the miracle of all miracles, one that inescapably points to something or someone beyond itself.
Wow, there you go. Something or someone. So something like, say, for instance, a naturalistic cause, or someone like, Ra, Thor, Poseidon, Allah, the flying spaghetti monster, or the points to someone or something. Maybe then there was a name for something that we didn't know, like an unknown. I mean, it's just it's the God of the gaps applied to a problem that no one really understands. No one really has a good idea of, the origins of the universe. If this was made, 500 years ago, they'd be making the exact same arguments about sunrise and sunset. No one can predict it. How does the sun know to rise at the same time every day? And how does the moon know that it has to change its rising and setting times a little time each day relative to the sun? It's how the solar system works. Anyway, some of the comments on this are quite fun. Why did I just waste 5 minutes of my life finding out what PragerU is? All you need to know is they aren't a real university. Is it falsifiable? Right, wrong. There we go. Now all China knows you post cringe. Christ, this argument was all over the place and poorly constructed. At least I expected some philosophers to be used to try and back up some points, but I guess not. Yeah, and this is the most, witch god. I mean, even if you're generous, and even PragerU's Eric Metaxas admits that it doesn't necessarily have to be a god. It could be a thing, like a naturalistic thing, that it's not actually an argument for God. Incidentally, there are other videos where he goes on about how Yahweh has signed every atom in your body. So, yeah, he's being pretty dishonest here. If only he said what he believed, then yeah, all of a sudden the argument becomes sort of comically, well, I mean, it's comically bad anyway. Wow, someone liked it. The video boils down to how unlikely it is for life to exist on our planet and for the universe to exist without divine intervention. However, unlikely does not mean it's impossible. Unlikely does not mean divine intervention. Divine intervention could be any religion's god. Like, say, for instance, the flying spaghetti monster. Anyway, yeah, isn't the comments are actually quite fun on this. Yes, Jesus comes up everywhere. Oh, God is good. Science will, in the end, always confirm his existence. He's talking about the flying spaghetti monster. That's simple logic. He created everything with his noodly appendage. Yeah. Anyway, so I quite recommend just taking a look at the comments on the PragerU Twitter feed. Yeah, the comments are kind of fun. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and see you next time.